Hey everyone, it's Ivan with KitBadger.com out here on a coast-to-coast tour. Just wrapped up our range day in Price, Utah. Big picture, as we go through our range days, they get better. They get kind of more refined, and each time, the one thing that I will say is consistent, I say they get better. They get better with respect to the logistics that I bring, because I'm like, oh, I should do that next time. And it continues to evolve and arguably get better. But you know what's consistent is the people. Every time we get out there, amazing people, every time at the range day. This range day started kind of unique out here in Price, Utah, massive shooting facility. On the one hand, we decided to start the day working over on the long range, reaching out all the way to 1,000 yards. First and foremost, thanks all you guys for coming out. Appreciate you guys taking the time and making it out here. It's definitely been an adventure thus far. It's chambered in 243. It's built off of a Gunworks Action. It is in a side chip chassis by Q, and it has a Criterion barrel. And it has a Thunder Chicken silencer on it. EOTech actually provided all the optics, and Scalarworks provided a number of mounts, iron sights, stuff like that, and stuff out in the bags. And so it's like, yeah, cool, I want a bag of that, I want a bag of that, whatever it may be. And those cues, I mean, yeah, most of that stuff is backlog. As far as guns we had out there on the long range for people to shoot, we had a number of 5.56s, one of which being my prototype Sugar Weasel by Q, as well as a Recon by Noveske. Both really fun guns to get behind and put rounds down. Also there was a Leonidas 308, their 12.5-inch pistol. Thing is a blast. For it, we were shooting with the Thunder Chicken on there, made it really quiet, light recoil impulse, and people are reaching it out to at least 400 yards. I was watching people hit. Yeah, those blasters are respective 2, 3, 1 round. And these guys are 0 to 50. As far as 300 blackouts, we had the Mini Fix by Q. That gun is a blast. A lot of people had a good time shooting that. Also had the Honey Badger SD, basically the integrally suppressed Honey Badger, even though you can actually remove that silencer, and my Honey Badger pistol, which I had removed the can from. Even though it was a little concussive with just the cherry bomb, thing's a lot of fun to get behind. So rad. As far as bolt guns, we had the Fix 16-inch barreled 6.5 Creedmoor. I actually took that out because I was like, you know, I'm kind of curious, and we have time and opportunity. Took that out to 1,000 yards. I definitely need to adjust my dope because as I was shooting out at distance, my ballistic calculator wasn't giving me kind of the correct data, but wind hold and hit. It was really fun having people get the opportunity to shoot that 6.5 Creedmoor Fix. It's a really fun gun, especially if you've never put hands on it. That bolt throw is incredibly short. We were very fortunate to basically have the opportunity and time, facility to stretch those guns out. This range went all the way up to 1,000 yards, and not only did we have guns and ammo capable of that, but we had Matt Yore. Matt Yore, incredible gunsmith, engineer, and while he does make all kinds of long gun, bolt guns, capable of reaching well past 1,000 yards, he's also a practitioner. He actually competes in PRS, and yeah, like he knows what's going on. And it was really cool, him giving kind of hip pocket impromptu class on ballistics and helping people reach out, people that have never shot probably past like 300 yards, making hits on steel at 1,000.
Okay, I'm just squared up behind the gun. I just kind of take this hand, adjust this knob to point the gun, but then basically don't put as much input into the gun if you don't have to. If you're close to the target, you can kind of muscle it onto the target either way. And that sometimes takes the wobble out of this mechanism. Legs on the back side, so when this gun recoils, comes back, you're back on target. If you got it like that and it's up on one, it comes back down, you're way off. So just basics. There's a lot of other things you can do with those things, but the taller you go, the more wobble they get. So lower, we can lower this down and kneel or sit behind it, and super solid. Yeah, you're hitting it.
And lastly, as I had mentioned, sawtooth rifles. I had rifle 301 out there. It's my son's bolt gun chambered in .243. Also a really fun gun people enjoyed shooting. Second half of the day, we came over here. Pretty neat kind of cowboy action shooting town.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And people had the opportunity to put hands on guns they had never previously shot and shoot at steel out here behind me. Some of the guns that we had out there were one TP9 by B&T with their suppressor and a EOTech on there. People definitely enjoyed shooting that one.
I think that hit.
We also had the SP5 by H&K with a Liberty or Infinity X by Liberty suppressors. That thing was nice and quiet, putting rounds downrange. Probably my favorite gun we had out here today, High Point Carbine. That gun is a blast, and it's even cooler with Q's brand new Erector 9. Their brand new 9mm silencer. Thing is really quiet on there.
Good shot.
That's fun.
Yeah. We also had the P320 chassis made by B&T. Allows you to serialize the trigger package, drop it in, put any of your P320 slides on there, and fold it out. You got a stock. You could definitely reach out a lot further than you probably could otherwise shooting just basically freehand. I was fortunate enough for Zev to send out a couple guns, brand new OZ9s. The one that we're shooting, serial number SOCF-010. People get to shoot out here, and the other one, unshot, SOCF-009, that serial number, will end up being actually auctioned when we get to the end over in Florida. SOCF-010, that one probably get raffled off, but pretty neat pistol for people to shoot out here. This whole thing is largely made possible by a number of really awesome sponsors, one of which being SB Tactical. They make really great products. A lot of the guns we have out here actually have SB braces on them. And in addition to that, Q. Pretty much have the entire lineup of Q, whether it's their guns or their silencers, all of those out here in force. And also Edgar Sherman Design. His slings are on pretty much all of the guns out here. Great lightweight, minimalist slings, really easy to adjust. And to that end, we had a friendly competition where basically the shooter would start with the gun slung, hanging, hands by the sides, and on the buzzer, retrieve their magazine as well as the gun, insert it, send the bolt forward, break a shot from their strong side, and then transition shoulders, break another shot from their strong side. Shooting at steel target, small, reduced silhouette, about 50 yards. And the winners, as in the fastest time that got both their hits, as well as the slowest time, but they still got both their hits, both got one of the custom slings by Edgar Sherman Design with the special actual tag on there from Coast to Coast.
Nice, good hit.
Nice.
Take your time.
Nice.
Nice, good job, man.
Definitely a big shout out also to G9 Bullets. All of our 9mm and 5.56 has been loaded by them. They make incredible ammunition, not necessarily the stuff we're shooting. Most of their stuff is actually turned copper or even brass, depending on the client, like law enforcement, military, and incredible work. But they have supported us through getting a lot of ammo out to us so that you can actually purchase ammo here, not an exorbitant price, and yeah, definitely a big thanks to those guys. Shooting in surplus has been really great. Sent out a couple different guns to include the TP9 as well as the SP5 and a Glock 44. If you're unfamiliar, naming convention means nothing. You'd think it should be Glock 22, but it's not. But it's 22 long rifle, Glock, threaded barrel. So shooting it with both the Erector, 22 Erector by Q, as well as their other silencer made for rimfire, which is their El Camino. This is the third range day we've had, and I think arguably it might be the coolest facility. On the one hand, you have rifle range going out to 1,000, and then we have this whole place, which is pretty awesome, cowboy action, like shooting town, and it's been cool. One thing that I mentioned earlier, and I'll touch on it again, the people that have came out here have been amazing, like consistently amazing. I appreciate all of you guys that have taken the time, come out here. This place is pretty much close to nowhere, like nowhere at all. I don't think anyone that came out like lives in Price, Utah, but it was really cool. I'm glad all of you guys were able to come out here, and everyone that has supported this, whether buying a sticker, something along those lines, or especially our sponsors, thank you guys for making this happen. Couldn't have done it without you. This has not been an easy year to pull this off, but it's one of those where, you know what, like, I'm not gonna put my life on hold. And yeah, cruise across country, celebrate freedom, shooting some cool guns. So we're rolling with it. But as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.